Anyways, last bit of news. It's about physical media in general from Sony. And I don't think this is... Well, we're going to give this article a read. I don't think it means in terms of gaming. Can I just say? It doesn't mean in terms of gaming. But this is quite worrying. When I saw this, guys, I was a bit like, oh gosh, does this mean Sony to seize Blu-ray production, leaving physical media fans concerned? This is concerning for someone who will... Like, listen, if the PS6, I've said this numerous times, if it launches with no discs, I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it, but I will definitely not be spending the money I do on games. But I think, yeah, it's nothing to do with games. It's still worrying. I'm looking at the wrong camera. So let's just give this a read. So I know it's a long one, but Sony, LG, Panasonic, and retailers in general have been gradually withdrawing from the Blu-ray business for years as consumers. However, some market indicators suggest that demand for physical media hasn't completely evaporated, with many consumers harboring concerns over quality and ownership. Sony recently announced plans to end Blu-ray media production in February, delivering yet another heavy blow to the future of physical media. So the company will also cease manufacturing recordings, mini disc, MD data, and mini DV cassettes. Obviously, who has that now? This news follows Sony's decision last year to stop producing writable 25 gig Blu-ray discs, I'm assuming, 50 gig and 100 gig and 128 gig Blu-ray discs. Is that right? For consumers. Sony confirmed that Blu-ray media production will halt, though the exact formats affected were not specific. Manufacturers have been steadily exiting the Blu-ray market for years as physical media sales continue to decline in favor of digital distribution. Panasonic, for example, started producing Blu-rays in 2023. Sony has acknowledged that Blu-ray storage market never lived up to expectations when the company announced the end of Blu-ray productions. Is that Blue Disc Drive productions last year? I'm assuming that's what it is. So it remains unclear that Sony's decision to end Blu-ray production will affect the distribution of physical games for its PlayStation consoles. The recently launched PS5 Pro does not include an optical drive. Yeah, but does it have a stand? If it doesn't, I've got... Stop it. The recently launched PS5 Pro doesn't include an optical drive by default, but demand for one was so strong that Sony's optional 80 Blu-ray drive attachments sold out quickly. Yeah, it did. DJ Chip, how you doing? So it is quite concerning, man. We've been saying this a while. I get it. There's more of a... It's more convenient for digital media, but to pay the amount we're paying for games, and I know people might say music, films. When you buy a film, how much does it cost? 20 quid for a Blu-ray? When you buy music, how much does it cost? Obviously, like for me, those were always so much cheaper than games. It's a difference from paying £5 for it. I remember I used to buy an album back in the day for like £5 or £10. When you're buying a game for £70, you'd like to think you have some sort of ownership over the damn game. So I do think it's different. But let's see. The retreat from Blu-ray manufacturing also carries significant implications for the home video market. While streaming dominates the landscape, many consumers could continue to prefer physical discs for various reasons. You know what, guys? I like to think, when we hear some of these news about, oh, digital is through the roof, no one buys physical. I sometimes I feel like they're overhyping, not overhyping, but they're over trying to say, oh yeah, no one's buying physical. I'll be like, listen, there's people buying physical. I'm buying physical. There's a lot of people I know buying physical still with gaming. Don't make out it's like that bad. That's just my thoughts. Yeah, exactly. I love the mint and new smell as well. That's what I'm saying. So I feel like sometimes they over try and say, oh, no one's buying physical. It's like, yes, there is. I am. I know a lot of people that do. Like, come on. I get it. More people are probably buying digital, but don't make out it's like gone. So although the quality of 4K streaming is likely good enough for most viewers, Ultra HD Blu-rays offer a substantially higher bit rates. Furthermore, retaining a physical disc signifies true ownership of media, as content is never permanently available on streaming services. True. So for now, major Hollywood films still receive physical home video releases. Meanwhile, consumer demand for discs spurred a wave of Ultra HD Blu-rays, remasters of classic films from distributors like the Criterion Collection and others. See what I mean? There's so many people that love physical media. Mateo, what's going on? Like, I get it though. it's not the same anymore. I get it, it's not the same, but I still try and buy as much physical media as possible. Like I got a gift card. Els got me a gift card from Game for my birthday, so I used it to buy Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and it'll be delivered here. I get it. I go to that store down my road, and it's just so dead. It's like it is not what it used to be. It's very sad because for GTA 6 and big games, I would love to go to like midnight releases. I would still do it now if they did it. It's just a shame that they don't. And yeah, I just hate the way Game are. Like, even though I wasted £5 on delivery, because you can't even get it delivered to store, it said. Because sometimes they don't even stock up with the games anymore. And it's just so frustrating because I'm like, well, I want to buy Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. They always £5 delivery. I'm like, well, I've got a gift card. Cool. I'll use it. I'll usually buy it from Amazon. But it's just very sad to know that, man, back in the day when I used to just go to Game, it's just not the same. You go there, it's just dead. It's just, games still exist, yeah. Most of them are just inside Sports Directs and other shops. In London, there's one that's right at the back. And it's like, wow, this is depressing to work here. It's like, you're tucked away in the corner. I remember when I phoned up Everyday Game when the Nintendo Wii came out and I was using my birthday money. And they were like, yeah, I was phoning up every day. And then one day I was like, have you got any in stock? And they were like, we've got 3. I'll be like, oh my gosh. And my dad drove me. You know what? GTA 6 is going to be the biggest release of the decade. But you know what? I'll be like, oh, I've downloaded it. That's it. Haven't really seen anyone. Just makes me sad knowing that, okay, well, we're all just going to be cooped up in our rooms, downloading a game. Not, socializing.